farm, family, community. This is Midwest Farm Weekly.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elaine Wells, and thanks for joining us on Midwest Farm Weekly. On the show today, a trip to Washington, D.C. for young members of Farm Bureau. We will highlight what they discussed with Wisconsin lawmakers. Plus an app to check if your corn silage kernel processor is working correctly, how some fine-tuning could actually lead to a boost in milk production. And we get an update on a fall favorite as some pumpkins are taking a little longer to ripen. Corn silage harvest is now in full swing, that is, in winter wheat planting getting underway as well. In this week's crop report, most of the state remained pretty dry. Corn silage harvest is now 37% complete. That's 7 days ahead of last year. Soybeans are starting to drop their leaves. The crop is holding steady when it comes to quality, 47% good to excellent. Farmers are now starting to plant that winter wheat. 8% of that crop has already emerged. Fourth crop hay now 81% complete. That is 10 days ahead of an average year. I had the chance to check in on the development of corn cobs and how it could impact the quality, thanks to UW Extension's Kevin Jarek.
We have a situation where typically, if we're dealing with a corn plant, we want to develop one large ear. And that ear is going to provide about 55% of our corn silage yield for the season. The problem is, because of the stress that these plants were under, we saw multiple ears form. In this case, we've got 3 different places where we had an ear. And now, if this was actually able to finish each of these individual ears out to this size, that would be beneficial. However, we likely lost yield in this ear because the plant robbed from Peter to pay Paul to try and build an ear here. The problem with the plants this year, it wasn't just the issue of multiple ears. We had plants reach the point where you can see the ear placement is less than ideal. The problem is, not only do we not have a harvestable ear from these particular plants, but we can also see disease development, and we've already got some corn smut on there. So we can see the fungal infection and what that's going to possibly do to the quality of our corn silage. So when we take a look at these plants that were under stress, we can see that pollination did occur. However, we got to a point where either that plant decided it needed to abort these kernels, and you can see typically we would run out of nutrients, and that's been a problem as far as our tip back. But you can see here, these kernels actually began filling, and the plant said, I can't do it. It simply was under too much stress. And you can actually see a concern right here. See that discoloration? That is going to be a potential problem and an entry point for disease development. So it's not just the loss of the grain, it's an increased potential for us to have to be concerned about that cow needing buffers or other things to bind some of these things up.
A reminder also from Kevin, gather stocks from several parts of your field when checking moisture due to our uneven emergence earlier this year. The deadline for the Farm Bill is approaching, and lawmakers are rushing to get their priorities included. Neither the House nor the Senate has yet introduced their version of the Farm Bill, which is passed every 5 years. It funds farm commodity, nutrition, and conservation programs. Passage of the Farm Bill is often delayed due to negotiations over nutrition programs and other spending. This year's bill is expected to cost more than $1.5 trillion over 10 years. Democrats and Republicans each have priorities.
Making SNAP benefits applicable to fresh local produce, including dairy and cheese, which I would support.
Rural broadband, very important. We got to pull back some of these regulations. We need dairy to be allowed to be sold in whole milk in schools. We need workforce development.
The current Farm Bill expires at the end of the month. Many lawmakers expect an extension of the current bill while a new one is negotiated. Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation young farmers and agriculturalist members met with Wisconsin's congressional delegation in Washington, D.C. The goal to discuss issues impacting agriculture. We welcome Kelly Wilford here to share a bit about the experience. Good morning to you and welcome home.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit first of all, though, about Farm Bureau's program for young farmers and agriculturalists. What is the program and who's it designed for?
Well, I think let's start out with what is Farm Bureau. Wisconsin Farm Bureau is the largest general farm organization here in the state of Wisconsin. We have about 24,000 members across the state. Our Young Farmer and Agriculturist program really focuses on those members who are between the ages of 18 and 35. So it brings our young farmers together to network, gain leadership and advocacy skills, and really just get involved in advocacy within agriculture.
A recent trip to DC, what appealed about that to you?
Oh, so many things. So our trip to DC, we had about 25 young farmer and agriculturist members who got together from all across the state through all different industries to not only experience DC, but also to meet with our congressional representatives and our 2 Wisconsin senators to talk about the hot topics in agriculture today and what actions we really would like them to take, both as individual farmers and also as an organization overall.
All right, so what were some of those key issues that you ended up discussing?
Well, the big topic right now is the Farm Bill. Certainly we anticipate that the budget is probably not going to be passed by the end of this fiscal year, which means the Farm Bill is likely going to be extended as well. We haven't yet seen a draft of that text, which is pretty unusual. And so we're just continuing to encourage our legislators to vote for that Farm Bill. The Farm Bill really is part of national security in a way. It's food security. About 85% of it covers nutrition programs, and the rest covers our crop insurance, conservation programs, and agricultural research. So it's a huge deal for agriculture across the country, and we really are encouraging those legislators to move quickly in getting that text out and approving it.
What was the reaction like from our local lawmakers? I saw photos with several of them. I'd imagine they were taking notes and asking questions.
They were, yes. So we had good reactions from most folks. Certainly there are legislators that have certain stances in general, who maybe are more focused, right, of course, initially on getting that budget passed and maybe have some fiscal concerns. But as a general rule, they're supportive of Wisconsin agriculture and continuing to move forward.
I saw you also made a stop to the Brazilian embassy. Why was that part of the itinerary?
Yeah, so that was probably one of the most unique parts of this experience, was visiting the Brazilian embassy and learning about how Brazil and the United States work together to supply food to the country. We can look at current events and over the last year or so, the issues over in Ukraine, and we saw how trade sort of switched directions in a lot of ways. But the United States and Brazil are still 2 of the top countries producing food for the world. And so we highlighted that partnership and that commitment to continuing to be environmentally sustainable as we produce that food and fiber.
As we wrap up, give us a plug for joining Farm Bureau. I'd imagine people would welcome new members with open arms.
We would love to have new members. As I said, we're currently the largest general farm organization, but we're working really hard to expand the diversity of the commodities and the people that are involved. One thing that became clear on this trip was that our young farmers have some strong opinions that maybe don't necessarily mirror what the older generations have believed. So as we continue to evolve, the best way to have your voice heard is to show up at the table and be part of the conversation.
Some unique opportunities both in-state and around the country, as you see through Farm Bureau. We will have a link to connect with them locally on our website. Thank you for joining us and sharing your trip.
Thanks so much for having me.
We are now officially in fall. Local 5's Ryan Kudish discovers how the summer's drought may have impacted a fall favorite crop.
So the big question is, how are those pumpkins doing so far this year? I caught up with Greg Hofacker, owner of Hofacker's Hillside Orchard, to chat about how his pumpkins are doing.
We call them the little giant behind us. You see those, they're 25 to 40 pound pumpkins. They come in great. Now we have 8 different variety of pumpkins in this brand new pumpkin patch that we have. And there's some that, the dandy reds, I call them, they didn't germinate where they needed to be, and they're well behind. They're a month behind on there.
This is a result of the lingering drought across the area, which Hofacker said some in southwest Wisconsin haven't even produced a crop. Now, pumpkins do favor hot and dry conditions with some rain sprinkled in, but why has his crop been so successful? He says, perfect planning.
It's a year of timing. It's when you put the seed in the ground and when you got the rain. And, you know, Mother Nature dictates that. And as you can see behind us, we had the pumpkins in at the right time.
So find your local patch and get to searching. In Town of Center, Ryan Kudish, Storm Team 5.
We check in now with meteorologist Alexis Staniak. Looks like we still have a ways to go when it comes to catching up on rainfall.
Oh yeah, and actually since this past week we haven't gained any rain at all. This number has stayed the same now for 2 weeks. For the season of rainfall, we've only seen just over 22 inches. For the average, we are a little bit below. Normally we see just over 2 feet of rain, and we are below where we sat this time last year. As of 2022, on this date, we saw just over 27.5 inches of rainfall. We are very dry, about 2 inches below where we should be for this time of the month. This is the drought monitor for the month of September. However, we are not nearly as dry as further south and west of us. The Cross, even Eau Claire, further south and west into Iowa, very, very dry and extreme and even exceptional drought in some places. Normally for the month of September, we see about 3.2 inches of rainfall. Our average high temperature for this month is 71.7 degrees. Our average low temperature is 50.2 degrees, and it doesn't look like we're going to see too much rainfall within the next week and a half. This GFS model shows maybe 1/4 of an inch to come through. The bulk of the rain for this weekend will sit to our west and our south and west, so areas like Minneapolis, even Bismarck, North Dakota could see more, closer to 1 inch of rainfall, whereas we stay more dry. The Climate Prediction Center does have us in this below normal category for rainfall for the next 2 weeks or so, whereas off to our west they are more above normal. However, we are going to stay above average when it comes to temperatures. 77 for your Saturday, 70 on Sunday, 70 on Monday, even upper 60s throughout most of this work week is going to be above average. And then we end this month and start off the month of October with temperatures almost about 5 to 6 to even 7 degrees above average. So the Climate Prediction Center does keep us about for the next 2 weeks in this very warm category for temperatures. So temperatures as we head into the end of September and even into the start of October will be above average, and precipitation stays below average as we wrap up this month. Stay with us. More ag news coming up after the break.
Well, Jeremy Hansen here from Fox Valley Technical College for Life on the Farm. And joining me today is Travis Helfrich. Travis, thank you so much for joining me today. And you work for Riester and Schnell, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And we're out on one of your customers' fields here, and we have a kind of unique machine out here today. Can you describe a little bit what we're looking at?
Yeah, out here we got a brand new John Deere 9900 forage harvester. They're just started with it here a couple days ago, and recently purchased it here about 2 weeks ago.
Right. Could you tell me a little bit about the machine? What makes it a little bit different than the previous model?
So it's a 9900, so it's 970 horse. It chops about 400 ton an hour, and it's got a 12-row corn head on it.
Right. So they're actually really moving here today, trying to
Correct.
keep the trucks full, correct?
Yep.
Travis, your customer literally got this machine weeks ago, correct? It was delivered just weeks ago and it got put to work in the field, right?
Yep, correct.
So, talk about horsepower. What does it have underneath the hood?
It's actually got a 24-liter Liebherr engine in it. They came out with that a few years ago, and we've had very successful luck with it thus far.
Right. So the engine is one of the features, and what else is one of the main features of this machine?
There's also, if you see on the on the spout of these choppers, there's a Harvest Lab sensor. It's a Harvest Lab 3000 it's called. We actually have Trevor here. He'll go through more in depth what that's all entailing.
Yeah, and Travis, thanks for your time today. I'll talk to Trevor, but thank you for your time with getting this all set up with me.
No problem. Thank you, Jeremy.
So, thanks. And also joining me today is Trevor Balthazar. Trevor, thanks so much. You also work for Riester and Schnell, correct?
Yep.
And remind me what you do again.
So I'm a digital specialist with Riester and Schnell.
Right. And as Travis said, that not only the engine but some of the technology is one of the key features of the chopper.
Yeah. Yep. So he mentioned the Harvest Lab 3000. So that is basically an NIR, so infrared sensor that's on the spout, taking readings for basically crude protein, all the constituents in the feed, as well as moisture. So that thing takes 3,000 readings a second to ensure that all the farmers have the correct data.
Right. What is some of the data used for, like on an operation like this?
Yep. So they'll compile it. with the choppers we can put in the varieties, so these guys can really dig into what the varieties are yielding in terms of constituents, so that they can ensure they're producing the highest quality feed they can. So basically using all this data for next year to pick varieties, and then as well as just knowing what's on the pile for this year's feeding.
Right, and probably they weigh the feed coming in, and they can coordinate or collaborate it with the chopper as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Most guys are calibrating their choppers at least once or twice a day to ensure that their tons and their yield maps throughout the fields are correct for anything else that they're going to use those for.
So you were showing me some stuff earlier that you can actually see right now what that chopper is doing, remotely, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So our John Deere Operations Center, we have the ability to remote view the screen, and we can help anybody through anything that they're having troubles with. So it's definitely something that in season it's really used, because these guys aren't wanting to stop. So
right. Even finding this field today, we had to look at the computer to figure out where everyone was, right?
Absolutely.
So,
yep.
Trevor, thanks so much for your time today, and again, helping to arrange this today with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for Life on the Farm, I'm Jeremy Hansen.
Have you been wondering how well your corn silage kernel processor is working during harvest? An app called Silage Snap from the University of Wisconsin-Madison could save farmers time and money during this season and make for more content, productive cows year-round. Regional dairy educator Erica Bierstrom is here with an explanation and a bit of a demo. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Talk a little bit about the need for testing if this is working correct.
One of the most important things about harvesting corn silage is to make sure that you're processing the kernels correctly, because if you're not, then the cow can't digest them like you want her to.
Okay, so your team has come up with an easy way for us to do this in the field. Why is it so important to do that in the field as opposed to waiting for our results?
You need to make adjustments as you're going, so if you're finding out that your kernels are maybe not processing as good as they should be, you can make those adjustments right away and continue to process the way they need to be.
So explain how Silage Snap works. We use either a smartphone or a tablet.
A smartphone or a tablet. Okay. You go out, you grab some of your corn silage, you put it in a bucket of water and swirl it around, get the kernels to fall down to the bottom. You take those out and you put them on a sheet, a dark covered sheet.
Okay.
And set them out and take a picture of them, and the app does the rest.
We're calibrating with a quarter, is that what we're
using? With a quarter,
using?
dime,
okay.
They even have euros in there if you have one of those around.
Okay, so you sent us a little bit of video. What are we looking at in that?
Here I'm showing you the corn kernels that came out of the bottom of the bucket, and you spread those out. You don't want to try to take a picture of that many, but here I am spreading them out, and you want them to be separated, get them so you're taking individual images of all of those kernels, and you can see there I'm kind of separating out the corn stalks, and then you get out your camera and you take a picture of it, and the app does the rest.
Easy as that.
Yeah.
What has reaction been like from people who've used it?
People really like it. I think they're actually quite surprised that they're maybe not processing as good as they should be, because it looks good when you have them out, you're holding them in your hand like that, it looks good, but then you get that app out and it's telling you what % of your kernels are too big or too small. A lot of people go with, it looks like it's processed, it's at least cut, so I'm okay with that, whereas you want them a little bit smaller than that.
Well, and with the margins that farmers are operating under, the difference in milk productivity that could come as a benefit, that really would make a difference to the bottom line.
Absolutely. Cows will tell you for sure if something isn't right with them, and that's one of the first things is what they're eating. And if they're not eating what they should be or eating it how they should be, then they're not going to make the milk.
How is harvest going for the team that you oversee and the counties you work with?
Well, some people in Brown County are well into corn silage, and along the lake shore they haven't started yet. So it's been a really weird year when it comes to harvest. I think it's going to be a long season. A lot of farmers are preparing for that because a lot of fields aren't ready yet. Some are past ready, so it's kind of a mixture. It has a lot to do with our weird summer with the lack of rainfall, but a lot to do with the inconsistent germination at the beginning of the season.
Let's talk about being on the road and sharing it and making sure we have a little patience this time of year, especially knowing we're going to be working long hours, long weeks.
Yes, this goes on both ends for motorists and for the farmers. Be safe out there. Make sure all of your machinery is working properly, your lights are working, and for motorists to give them some time, give them some space. They have the right to be on the road as well, and just getting somewhere 5 minutes slower or getting a job done 10 minutes slower is not worth the risk of taking a life.
And you can't pass in a no passing zone.
That's correct.
Doesn't matter if the agricultural implement in front of you is going slow. You need to abide by those traffic rules. If you are looking to download the Silage Snap app, we'll have a link for it in the Midwest Farm section of wearegreenbay.com, and it is available for Android and iPhone. Erica, thank you for joining us and for the work that UW Extension continues to do.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us as well. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend.